Last time on Pro Rough Stock, Texan Matt Bright staked his claim for the top spot in world bareback riding standings by dominating the opening round of bareback riding competition. But ready for the challenge is veteran KAYLA BENNETT, who will not back down. And bull riding fans are watching a young rising star. Just turning 18, GARRETT TRIBBLE of Oklahoma, he burst onto the scene looking to become the youngest ever PRS event champion. And he's flying high on saddle bronc horses. Florida's Ryan Rodwald is ready to bring his first Pro Rough Stock title in for landing. But veteran rider ERIK WOLFORD will be looking to rise to new heights. He could be the top of the world standings with a win today. How will the story end? Find out next as we launch the Wrangler Final Four Showdown round from the 2015 Lexington Shootout. Welcome once again to the All-Tech Arena as the 2015 PRS Real Rodeo Tour returns to Lexington, Kentucky for the 4th year. Hi everybody, I'm Justin McKee alongside Kelly Timberman and Cord McCoy, and we will crown 3 new champions this year here in Lexington. This year, we've narrowed the field of riders down to the final 4 in each event. Kelly in bareback riding, Jared KEYLON was on track to win Jacksonville until a very unfortunate injury in that final 4, but after last week's long go here in Lexington, he looks ready to perhaps close the deal.
Yeah, and there's one thing that he's got to keep in mind. If he can finish second in this event today, he can overtake Blade Elliott, who did not qualify for the Final Four after that win in Jacksonville. Jared KEYLON has never held down that top spot in the world standings, and this could be a shot.
So we'll start with the best bareback rider I've ever seen come out of Marseille, France. Here is Evan Jane, who in the long go was 84.5 to make it to the Final Four. The foreign exchange student has made quite a splash on rodeos since he's moved here to the United States, living in Texas, an ag teacher.
You know, I was so impressed when we watched him at Jacksonville, Florida. You know, the thing in the bareback riding that's most important not only is staying in contact with those spurs, but drag up to your rigging handle. And you can see that he's doing that all the way up to his rigging handle, placing his feet before that horse's front feet are hitting the ground. That right there is what we call a classic, perfect bareback ride.
So Evan Jane putting together an 85.5. He'll total 170 on 2 rides, and this could be the year he's been waiting for. He's been on the rodeo tour for about 8 years.
Yeah, he's a stud, too.
Yeah, he's been around.
Clint Cannon, Matt Bright. I mean, he's got a good group of guys with him.
Here is Jared KEYLON of Kansas. Here's the man that won the first round at the last stop in Jacksonville, had a 91 at that event, then got smashed in the short go. Here he is on first class from High Low Productions.
This is a horse that they just bought down at Las Vegas at the bucking horse sale. You know, bucked him in the saddle bronc riding, said that, you know, this might be the horse that we want to put in the bareback ride and see. This is going to be a superstar. If he wouldn't have stumbled right there, that horse was wanting to set up and really buck. But Jared, I mean, picture perfect form. He's always setting his feet, toes turned out. He's aggressive. No matter what happens in that ride, he's always up underneath that rigging, helping the horse be the very best he can, turning his toes out. And I just love the slow-mo because you can see how he's lifting with those feet, helping that horse up, getting ahead of him, setting his feet before the front feet are hitting the ground, staying controlled. Man, that's cool.
Helping that horse, 86.5. He'll take the lead with 171.5 on 2 rides. Great job for the rookie last year who won 3 events on the PRS Tour. As we go now to Caleb Bennett out of Utah, here's the man who was the national champion in Pro Rodeo last year. He's on Chippendale from Universal Pro Rodeo.
Yeah, Caleb, he's got his hands full. Chippendale is by far the strongest horse in this round. He's a big black horse that's got a lot of drop. That means that rig can go straight up and straight down the ground. And you can see kind of how Caleb's a little bit floppy, wide open, you know what they call it. He's not getting all that drag, and you can see about the 5th jump in here on this replay where that horse kind of almost takes that rigging away and starts to lift him up. See right here, got him, he's really starting to drop, getting away. Now watch right here, this horse is going to take that rigging away and going to set him up almost right here. See there? And then he gets back into it. And you can see, I mean, sometimes it's a fist fight. You just got to go at it, and Caleb didn't get the best start on that horse because he run down the gate on him a little bit. And a big, strong horse, you want to have those feet set in the neck and go at him. But
what an effort, though. 84 points. He'll total 169.5. He's third after that extraordinary effort. And here's the last man of the Final Four. Here's Matt Bright from Stafford, Texas, originally from Tennessee. The 31-year-old. Kelly, you said this is your pick. Billy,
this is an up-and-coming superstar that high-low country raised. She goes back to Wise Guy and horses like that, and she's young. She's only about 5 years old right now, so this is her first year of really going down the road. She traveled about 900 miles to be here. She's been there for about 3 or 4 days, getting acquainted with the weather, but she's just awesome. And if it was me, I would say if I went back there that flank, I could put both of my hands underneath it. It's just barely sitting on her.
Needs an 84.5 for the win.
Well, I think what's making the difference here, Justin, we talk about how great those first couple bareback riders do it perfect. Matt, he lets the good times roll now. He is shooting for more. Look at him just gap out, and that's where he's getting those extra points right there.
And he gets what he needs and then some, 86.5. He gets the win here. So here's your Final Four with Matt Bright, the man who's had elbow surgery 2 years ago, tore groin last year. He has worked hard to get back to top form, and it's paying off. Right now, he's with KAYLA.
One of Dustin Murray's that he was really high on. I talked to him a little bit before the short round. He came up to me and he goes, "I'm pretty sure you can be 100 on this one." So, he was obviously really high on that horse, and she was just outstanding. Just like he said, she jumped and kicked right there and stayed close to the chutes and was really electric. And it's one that a guy wants to get on, every day of the week. I'd take that one for breakfast every day. Oh, this was amazing. I've been coming to these deals for a couple of years now, and I've won some money here and there. This is my first event win. And these deals are awesome. They're so much fun, and you can get in and get out in one day and be back home to the family. So it's a lot of fun to be able to come to a deal like this, and especially against these great guys and the rise to the top.
But right now, the question is, can young phenom from Oklahoma rewrite the PRS record books? 18-year-old Garrett TRIBBLE gets ready to ride Painted Pony's Jack Daniels Sour Mash in bull riding next. Be sure and join the growing number of fans who have already signed up for the PRS Rough Cuts fan newsletter. Stay in touch with special offers of merchandise and tickets and receive behind-the-scenes stories and videos from the PRS Tour. Court, we've got a bareback riding champion in the books. Let's look at bull riding.
Well, Justin, Garrett TRIBBLE showed us what he's made of after his ride on Funny Face last week to lead the pack. At only 18 years old, one of the best riders I've ever seen at that age. Trent Cormier was the Longo winner at Jacksonville. He's got a tough draw. Shane has made it back to the short round on time, but looking at the average right now, 86 points is winning the average, so it's anybody's game so far.
Speaking of Trent Cormier, the Crazy Cajun was Jacksonville's runner-up, and he's one of the more unmistakable riders on tour. KAYLA, ZADEL, wouldn't you agree?
It's not every day you meet a rider like Trent Cormier. He has a French last name and he's from the Louisiana Bayou. He says he cooks jambalaya, that it's his specialty, and that he's been growing his beard out for about a year and a half. He had a career high ride of 90 points in Jacksonville and won the Longo. But I'm pretty sure there are no regulations in the PRS against having a beard, but you don't want to mistake him from one of those Duck Dynasty guys.
Well, I know this, that he can keep up with Duck Dynasty guys, hunting, fishing, anything you want to do. He's game. He's been there and done it all on the wild side.
It is turkey season, though. Watch out for the long beards.
That's right. That's right. Tyler Kajak out of Union City, Michigan, has made it to the Wrangler Final Four showdown round.
Oh, I was just about to cheer the first round. He kicked loose, but the second round, I think he let both feet go. That's a mistake when they're going left. Watch, his outside foot comes up. Impressive. Next round, both feet come up. Oh, we can't do them at the same time.
Got to keep the anchor down somewhere. No score for the Michigan man. As we go now to Shane Rickley. Ed Cord, you said you like this bull the best in the draw.
This is. You talk about rider friendly. You talk about they put the best 4 bulls in the short round. Getting a good score in the short round is part of it. And Shane, he's the average winner at the PRS final, so he knows he can ride them either way. And he's got this one tapped out. Almost too easy for Shane. I don't know if it's going to be enough to move to the first place.
Well, he's going to get a score. That's the name of the game. They came in on time. He didn't have a score coming in here. That'll be his first one. He's not going to get the win, but he's going to get some points, and he's thinking about a world championship this year.
Yeah, no, he's got that in his sights. You could tell that at the PRS World Finals, but, 83.5 points still only puts him third place in the average, and not enough to move to the lead.
He stuck to him like roadkill skunk on a radial tire, as Baxter Black would say. 83.5. Now let's go to Trent Cormier, the Cajun cowboy, who's not scared of anything. Universal Media's Brandon's pet from Painted Pony, and you said this is a real tough draw.
Well, you always got to know it's deceiving when they call him a pet, because sometimes that's the meanest ones in the pens. Oh, into his hand there. I thought Trent would have get him rode when that bull made the right-hand turn. Just got his arm stretched out just a little bit there and couldn't get the beard over in the well.
Well, doggone it, Trent Cormier had been on a little bit of a roll here lately, been in the top 2, and
we can pick it apart right here. Kind of the same like we just looked at. Tyler just didn't get a good hold with that inside foot, and it just let him float to the outside.
He is still 84.5 and holding on to second place, and that means the birthday boy who just turned 18, Garrett Tribble, he is going to win the event. This is Jack Daniels Sour Mash from Painted Pony.
Yeah, I've seen Garrett ride a couple of bulls, and he's out. Welcome to bull riding. Get up, get out of there. Hey,
he's trying.
Great job. That's one of the tough things about bull riding. That bull is not even mean, but the most dangerous thing about bull riding is those 4 feet. There's 1,800 pounds behind each one of them. One of those steps on you, it's going to do some damage. So, yeah.
That was scary, boy.
Bullfighter doing a great job, but the bull, his mind was just on bucking. They're bred to do it. He loves to do it, and he's good at it. Fortunately, he didn't take another blow after that one. I don't think it stepped on him.
I don't think so. He stepped all around him.
That was close.
Right
that was real close.
Those bullfighters are doing all they can. The bull won't follow them, so they're just kind of staying hooked to try to push the bull away. You see, they made that bull drift away from him. They did everything that they could right there. And I don't know that it got a solid punch on him after the hit in the back of the head.
That bull's still kicking and spinning.
That bull hadn't looked down and see.
He might have grazed him right there. Look at this. Boy. It did get him. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my.
See that.
That's almost.
Tough little
So you want to be a bull rider.
Oh. So a double dose of good news for Garrett Tribble. It appears that he's going to be okay. We'll try to get a word with him in just a moment. And the other good news is he did not have to ride that bull. He had a big enough score coming in on 1 that he's going to win the event after all. Trent Cormier is going to win second again this week. Saddle bronc riding is next, and can Ryan Rodwald land his first PRS championship buckle? Or will ERIK Wolford rise to the occasion and find himself leading the world standings for the first time ever? We'll find out next. Get to know your pro rough stock riders personally each week with the official PRS podcast, Masters of the Ride. You can find it at proroughstock.com. Just click on podcast. You can also subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you can find your favorite podcast. Before we went to break, Garrett Tribble was shaken up significantly in the arena, and we were wondering if we'd get an interview with him. And right now, KAYLA ZADEL. KAYLA, we're wondering, did he remember the ride?
I really can't take you through it. I mean, I still don't remember really. I remember trying to get up, and the bull just stomping all around me, and I couldn't do nothing about it. I just felt helpless, really.
Well, that's good. It's good to see that he appears to be okay. Thank you, KAYLA, and congratulations to the youngest event champion in PRS history. Now, let's talk saddle bronc riding. And Kelly Timmerman, as we look at these horses, I think these guys better have their cinches pulled tight tonight to survive.
They do. From the very top to the bottom. Harry Potter, that's the biggest horse that we have in the PRS. He's good, but man, is he hard to ride. Black Smoke is a really good horse that rears out hard. Buck's good across there. Justin KAYLOR kind of has the best horse in the pen, I would say. And then Ryan has a horse that's like wine. He just gets better with age. He's 15 years old. The bronc riding, it's anybody's ball game. We just need a ride.
Well, I'll bet we get that. And first up is ERIK Wolford. Again, the Belfouche, South Dakota Cowboy by way of Michigan is trying to take the lead in the world standings, but he's got to get through this big horse. This dude is a monster of a horse.
Did you see his wither was level with the top of that chute, and the chutes are about 6'6".
Uh-oh, he's in trouble, and Erik Wolford is down too early.
You could see it coming, Justin. I seen he lost his stirrup there about third jump, and he made it 2 or 3 more jumps without even showing it there. I thought he might make it. Maybe the judges have to spot it. Watch about right here. He flips that right stirrup up, and the stirrup just keeps going. Oh, and that saddle's hard when it hits you about 4 times.
You know, that horse bucks a lot of guys off, and I don't think it's because he's strong or, you know, overly rank. I think he just intimidates him. He's kind of like a bodacious in that shoot. He's so big that they look at him and go, man, this is going to hurt.
Here's Justin KAYLOR from Sulphur Springs, Texas on Black Smoke from Universal Pro Rodeo, and you said this might be the best draw.
Yeah, this is the horse that's real flashy. He always has a good rear.
Oh!
Spurred right over his rein and caught him and lifted him up out of the swells. That was the one to have, by golly. Oh, man, I bet he's sick. So, you know, it's probably just like in the bull riding. If you don't have that good start right out of there, something happens. It just instantly.
You break loose. You tell he packed that horse out of there real good, but when that right foot hung over the rein, he just shot him right out of that saddle.
Oh, God, you don't want to get stuck in that rein.
That's tough. It's hard to change what you're doing because he did it right. You know, it just hung and just broke loose.
Well, you'll have that. Here's Ty Kirkland of Lufkin, Texas, a Rookie of the Year in Pro Rodeo 2 years ago, and he gets stood up.
Just hopped down the pin, was just consistent, nice to ride. He's using her up all the way. Could be a little bit more aggressive with those feet, and that's probably what happened because he's just slightly behind, and right here she makes just a little bit of a twist there and jumps up and blows
You know,
his swells.
Kelly, it looked like a little horse, and that saddle was up on the front end, like he was almost ahead of the withers. You see, the saddle didn't stop him right there at the end. He didn't have nothing to stop him. Oh, watch out for the fence.
Tough break for Ty Kirkland. Impressive score.
Guess what this means, Justin?
Yeah, that means Ryan Rodewald is going to win. He's going to win no matter what happens here on No Show Jones. He has the highest score. Everybody else is bucked off in the championship round.
He's flying high already.
Let's see if he can land it.
Go ahead.
Oh my, everybody's going to buck off here in the championship round.
Kelly, you see how empty that horse is? That horse his withers are going up, but there's nothing to back it up. It's not helping him, so his feet are just floating out there. There's nothing just to help set him down. His rein comes up, and there's no help to set it back in there.
You know, it looks like he slid some rein because the horse is jumping, he's kicking while he's bobbing his head up and down. That's part of the problem.
His head goes straight up. Well, it did one jump. The next jump it did.
Again.
It's
Look
late.
how much rein he's giving back to him every jump. That in the saddle bronc riding, if that rein isn't consistent and you're having to lift and you get a little bit behind like that, they're just going to take everything away from you. But I mean, this is what we want to see in any bronc, any horse that we bring. We want to see that height and that jump in the front end, that extra kick straight over their head. I mean, that's a great bronc.
Well, he doesn't have to call home and tell him the reason he won is because the other guys come off. He is the champion this week.
So congratulations to Ryan Rodewald, and congratulations to our crew here at PRS and RFD TV for that super slow-mo. I think it's going to change the way we watch rough stock. Ryan Rodewald with the win. Right now, he is with KAYLA.
Yeah, I'd like to come up with a good excuse, but he just flat bucked me off. You know, I'm very honored to have a PRS win. I'm glad to be here. You know, I had retired for 9 years and kind of came back out just last year, and so kind of been getting a lot of rust off, and so things are starting to feel good. And these are a lot of fun. They're very well done. They make it, you know, very worthwhile for the cowboys to come to. They put on a great show. It's done the way it should be done. I guess, you know, when I was in grade school, I know there's a book, a grade school book I have that, you know, I had the question on what do you want to be when you grow up, and I have pilot and cowboy on there. You know, never give up, you know, just live your dreams. Even if you don't get to the top, you know, as long as you're loving it and enjoying it, go for it, you know, it's living. I'd say consistently flying's a lot easier, you know, it's pretty predictable. You can kind of figure out with the conditions what's going to happen where those horses, you know, even if you've seen them before and think you know what they're going to do, it's pretty well unpredictable.
And congratulations to Ryan Rodewald, and congratulations to the American, another example of somebody coming back to competition because of what's going on at that great rodeo event here on RFD TV. So more to come from Lexington as we present our awards for the night and update the new world standings. Rough stock fans, stay in touch with the PRS through one of our many social media channels. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and subscribe to us on Instagram. Also, Pro Rough Stock has its own channel on YouTube where you can watch past episodes and more behind-the-scenes videos from the tour. Gentlemen, let's check out the updated 2015 World Standings and keep in mind that the top 12 riders at the end of the season are invited to the 2015 PRS World Finals. Kelly, in bareback riding.
Yeah, we've got Jared KEYLON jumped up there. First time he's sitting first in the world for the year. Blade Elliott right behind him. Matt Bright really stepped up, winning the event here at Lexington, Kentucky. Simron Gurkey always in there. And Ivan Jane, I've been so impressed with this guy, sitting fifth right now in our World Tour standings. It's going to be a race to the end.
And in bull riding, Cord.
Well, Trent Cormier hasn't had an event win, but he does move to number 1 in the PRS standings right now. Tag Elliott moves down to second place, and the young gun Garrett Trimble, after the win, moves to third. The average winner at the PRS World Finals, Shane Rickley, fourth. And one of the riders that was winning number 1 in the world last year, John Jacobs, is fifth, and Toby Stover rounding out the sixth place.
Kelly, it looks like we'll make it 3 for 3 in saddle bronc riding world standings.
Yeah, we've got ERIK. I just want to spur some pony. WOLFORD jumped into the number 1 spot. First time in his saddle bronc riding career with the PRS. And then it's all Elsher. Cole Elsher second, JJ right behind him. Ryan Rodwald with the win jumped up into fourth, and Ty Kirtland right behind him at fifth.
Time now to award our Kershaw Cutting Edge Performance Highlight of the Night. Cord, who do you have?
Well, Matt Bright all the way in the bareback riding. The horse rears out, blows, and went to jumping, and Matt cut loose. And a cutting-edge performance for me on Billy. We're going to see this horse and this rider a lot through this year in the PRS, I think.
I'm already looking forward to that. And there's nothing like the best ride, and there's nothing like a Kershaw. Now let's hand out the top bucking honors with the Bismarck Ranch Big Buck of the Night. This award goes to the top performing animal. And Kelly, who do you like?
My Bismarck Ranch Big Buck of the Night has got to go to Noso Jones of High Low Pro Rodeo. This horse has got everything. A lot of jump in the front end, kicking over his head. He's difficult, he's droppy, he's strong. In the animal athletes, they've got to win too, and that horse dang sure won today.
Our Bismarck Big Buck of the Night is sponsored by our good friend Neil Wanless and the crew at Bismarck Ranch, where they promote sustainable agriculture. Bismarck Ranch, ranching the way nature intended. Next week, we're on to the Rio Grande Valley for the 2015 PRS Bulls, Broncs, and Bucks from Mercedes, Texas. For Cord McCoy, Kelly Timberman, and KAYLA ZADEL, thank you for inviting us into your homes tonight. I'm Justin McKee. See you next week.
PRS